Hey guys, we're back for another Geek and Tea with Chris Bramante. We're drinking the tea. Yes, we always still have our Doctor Who cups, but it doesn't matter because we're talking about Star Trek. Now, you came to me today and you said, hey, Captain Worf, there's a Captain Worf show. Tell us about this Captain Worf show.
So, Michael Dorn is really pushing Captain Worf as the next Star Trek TV show.
Which is ridiculous.
It's a hashtag, we want Worf. He's doing interviews.
There's a hashtag?
There's a hashtag. Wow. There is... The interviews that he's giving about it, and this one that I watched, he almost is talking about it as if it's actually a show.
Like it's real, like they shot it.
or it's something. It's like he talks about it with such matter-of-factness that it's like, you know what? That's how a captain captains. And you know what? We want Worf. I want that to be the next TV show.
I just think that show is so insidery. Like, that show would have been great in the year 2000.
Right.
Like, now we're 15 years past the point. Nobody cares. I love Star Trek. I love Worf. Nobody cares. I'm sorry.
Right.
What do you think about the future of Star Trek? Like, are you excited? Are you excited by Star Trek Beyond and things like that? By the way,
Star Trek Beyond.
Star Trek Beyond's the next Star Trek 3.
That's what it's called.
Yep, the next movie is Star Trek Beyond.
That's okay.
I'm fine with it, I guess.
I'm hopeful. I'll see it all. I worked on the set of Into Darkness.
You did,
which was a extremely fun experience. I'm not crazy about Into Darkness itself. I love a lot of what's going on in it, but what I don't like about it is that it is just revisiting old concepts and old stuff.
It is.
And it's like the first one. What I love about the first JJ Star Trek is that it was kind of doing its own thing, but it was still
touching.
It really honored it. And the second one, it was just kind of like...
The second one literally seemed like they took Wrath of Khan and just rewrote it.
Yeah, and with a space seed beginning.
Yeah.
So it was just like, this isn't a... And I mean, that summer, too, Man of Steel came out, and it was like Man of Steel had so much of Superman 2 that I was just like, I feel like I'm just watching old movies now.
We're in the age of nostalgia.
Yeah.
The age of nostalgia.
The age of nostalgia, where we just... You know what? I like that movie. Can we do it again with...
more
handsomer
CGI.
people and more CGI. Yeah, so future of Star Trek. I mean, I love that Simon Pegg is writing it. I think that...
Apparently they just finished the draft very recently.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Like, less than 30 days from shooting, actually. So that's a little scary.
Maybe that's not cool. Maybe that's scary.
The director is a
He's
a Star Trek fan. He said that he used to stay up at night and watch Star Trek with his father. So that brought me hope. He's a big TOS fan. I don't know, like...
No.
You know, here's the thing that excited me the most about the J.J. Abrams universe. The J.J. Abrams universe brought up this thing where it was like, anything can happen. Anything can happen. We don't have to follow the old stuff. The old stuff's there, but we can do anything. And so, like, that's why I was really surprised when we just got a remake of Wrath of Khan, because it's like, no, you could go out there and give us new aliens and new things and be like, this is how Star Trek should be done now.
Right.
And not... just remake an old episode, and I really want Star Trek to be that. Here's what I want from the next Star Trek movie. I want Star Trek to be stuff we've never seen. I want a new alien species. I don't even want to see Earth in the movie.
I love that.
Don't even show Earth in the movie. And two, I want it to be about some piece of exploration, some thing that we've never seen before. Because in all the Star Trek movies, there's only one that is actually about exploration, and that's Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Yeah. Even though there's a thing, V'ger is coming to Earth, and V'ger is going to attack, but they go out there and they explore V'ger and they do the thing. So V'ger's not a true villain, but all the rest of Star Trek movies have like an evil guy who's screwing up things. No, Star Trek's about exploration. That's why, like, go ahead.
Do you think that they got that they went in that direction so intensely because Star Trek: The Motion Picture was kind of poorly received? Or just because that wasn't necessarily V'ger's fault or the exploration fault. I mean, the movie is kind of just dragged you through the exploration.
Exactly. It was a movie that was more concerned with like, oh, look at our special effects and look at this. But to be honest with you, Star Trek: The Motion Picture actually was a box office success.
Okay.
It wasn't critically received well, but it was a box office success. It made enough money. I mean, that's the whole reason why we got the whole franchise again.
Right, of course.
Maybe I could kind of see that. They maybe got a little scared, and they were like,
look, we need a villain in this one.
Everybody likes Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
But all those movies, like every blockbuster movie, we have to have a villain. And I don't think... Star Trek, I think, can get away from having a villain. Like, even there are episodes of Doctor Who where there are no villains, and it works. And I think Star Trek can be the same thing.
And some of my absolute favorite episodes definitely are all villainless. It's more so about the
Yes.
situation and the culture that they're discovering. And
My favorite TOS episode is the Corbomite maneuver. And it's the one where they go out in space, and they find this giant ball called the Fesarius. And the Fesarius is basically like, you're in my space, I'm going to destroy you. And Kirk beats him by saying that we have this element called Corbomite. If you blow us up, you blow yourself up. And there is no element. He bluffs him. Kirk bluffs the guy. But imagine, like, I always thought that episode you could make into a 2-hour movie. Imagine, like, going through Baylock, because Baylock who controls the Fesarius, and at the end you find out Baylock is a good guy. Imagine if it was like the Enterprise going through Baylock's space.
that's
And like
interesting.
being attacked by things they don't know, and you know, in about an hour and a half into the movie, you're just like, you think that they're gonna just explode and die, and like Kirk's like, no, we gotta keep going, and they're battered every section, and then at the last second, Kirk wins because of a bluff, and because of that, this bigger new species that's more powerful than us is like, you proved yourselves, welcome aboard. You know, that's what Star Trek's about.
Yeah.
Like, how amazing would that movie, like, put that kind of idea. Because that's something that TOS did really well, is these were like, here's this thing that nobody fucking knows about, and how do we deal with this? You know, and we haven't seen
we're
that.
we're the first ones who are ever going to have to figure out how to deal with it.
Exactly. And we haven't seen any of that in any Star Trek movie except for one.
Yeah, and they're definitely not in these last two. I mean, these last two, the villains are even more just kind of hardy har Lex Luthor gonna tie.
They haven't even
Lex Luthor to the
explored.
train tracks.
Nobody's explored anything yet.
Yeah, and so this one sounds like it's going to be that movie. Didn't Peg say something about how he wants it to be less Star Trek-y than other Star Trek?
Well, apparently the original script by Robert Orsai, who was going to direct the movie, was apparently too Star Trek-y for the studio, and that's the reason why we got the Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg did say it's about he did say it's about exploration.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful. Let me ask you this: do you think we'll ever see something like Star Trek 4 again? Will we see a Star Trek comedy ever again?
If any of them were going to be, I would think it would be the one that Simon Pegg is going to write, but I don't expect that to be what we're going to get in this one. I'm hoping that at least there is a little bit more comedy than is happening.
Who would you want to make the comedy Star Trek? So, like, let's say,
Edgar Wright, of course.
give it to Edgar Wright,
Yeah.
full out,
know,
comedy Star Trek.
Take an Ant-Man from him, give it to Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright, he got Peg in there. I mean, I feel like it just feels like it naturally goes like right.
Does
there.
Captain Worf make a cameo?
I would love if Captain Worf made a cameo. I mean, obviously it's far in the past, though. That's the thing, though, about Captain Worf, is it's like, I get that Captain Worf doesn't really make sense in this, because we're not following...
It's Michael Dorn really wants a paycheck, is what that is. He built he built a room to his house.
Yeah.
He's got to pay it off.
Yeah. You know what? Captain Worf. Because Worf is huge. People love Worf.
People do love Worf, but we loved him even more 15 years ago.
Yeah. No, that is very true. And it does not feel like we're going to get anything out. We're in the JJ universe now.
We're in a new universe.
Yeah.
Yep, completely new universe.
The stuff that's old, it's like, I would love to see that stuff crop up, but I think that we're not going to see it in its own context anymore.
I think you'll get hints of it. You'll get hints and pieces. And I'll be honest with you, I think we'll get a reboot TNG movie, too.
Oof, I hope not.
I think we do. I think whenever they've decided that the Kirk Abrams Chris Pine is done, I think we'll jump ahead and we'll Abrams reboot. I'm saying Abrams just loosely, but we'll Abrams reboot Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh, please don't. I would hope what they would do is just give us new people.
True.
Because what I want is I want to reverse generations. I want it like young Kirk and old Picard, where it's like
so you want Patrick Stewart
with a beard, old. It's like, I don't know what the context of the story would be, but it's basically
some
Kirk
weird
on his own.
time travel.
Yeah, and Kirk encounters old Picard. Because all that stuff technically fits into the JJ universe. It's all could be considered canon.
Well, there's nothing to say that the next generation still can't happen.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to say, and I think that's a good thing about the next generation being 100 years in the future. There's enough time that we could still get there, and it could still look exactly like the show. Mm-hmm. It's just the TOS stuff that's different. Like, because here's the thing, Enterprise is the only show that's canonical in both universes.
Yeah.
Because all this stuff happens after Enterprise.
Yeah.
So
It does. And
all you Scott Bakula haters.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Love that show.
Get on board. And Archer's Enterprise is in
Into Darkness.
Into Darkness.
Yeah, you see it on the there's a long shot behind Admiral Robocop, so I'd call him.
Yeah.
And in his office you see the NX-01.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that was awesome. And the Phoenix is in there as well.
Yep.
From First Contact.
And also the Vengeance, which I thought was a little showy. Like Admiral Robocop was just like what if Kirk, like the ship that like is the villain of the movie is on that ship? It's there too.
He's like, make one of my new ships.
Yeah, what if Kirk was like,
what's that one?
Yeah.
No, don't mind. That's just an idea I had.
It's my ultimate killing machine. Well, sorry. It's my yacht. It's my yacht, Kirk.
Why does it look so ominous?
Listen, you go to Kronos and you kill all those Klingons like I ordered you to, which doesn't make any sense, but just do it.